Most of us were taught that if we worked hard, learned our craft, and stayed useful, we'd be okay. That value came from what you could do, what you could remember, how fast you could think, and how well you could execute. But you know what? Something has shifted. Not suddenly, not loudly, just quietly enough that many people felt it before they understood it. Because when machines start doing the work better than humans, the question isn't what's faster anymore, it's what still matters. Hey, I'm George Tifft, and this is BoomerBust. In the last episode, we talked about the quiet collapse of the middle. Not a crash, not some crisis headline, but a thinning most people felt before they could even name it. The slow realization that the ladder most people relied on is no longer there. Not removed all at once, just gradually gone, rung by rung, until people looked up and realized they were standing still. Today we're going to talk about what comes after that realization. Because once efficiency stops being your advantage, the real question isn't economics anymore, it's personal. For most of modern history, your value came from what you could do. You could calculate faster, organize better, remember more, or spot patterns that other people missed. That's what employers paid for. But now, quietly, without much ceremony, machines do it all better every day. And they don't get tired, distracted, or emotional about it. They ain't got to check their texts. They ain't got to eat donuts. They ain't got to go to the bathroom. They just execute. Think about daily life right now. Do you remember your phone number? Your GPS decides your route. Your email drafts itself. Your calendar schedules you without asking. Your bank flags fraud before you even notice it. Your phone edits your photos. Your car decides when to brake. And sometimes it brakes all on its own. None of this feels dramatic. It just works. And that's the point. AI did not arrive like a takeover. It arrived like a convenience. And convenience slowly replaced competence. Not because people got worse, but because the systems got better. So, if AI can write the report, analyze the data, generate the strategy, optimize the workflow, and predict the outcome, what's left for humans to do? Well, here's the uncomfortable answer. Being right no longer matters as much as being responsible. AI can give an answer, but it can't own the consequences. In real life, this shows up everywhere. When an AI tool recommends layoffs, a human still signs the notice. When an algorithm denies a loan, a human still faces the borrower. And when software optimizes healthcare decisions, a doctor still looks in the patient's eye. AI removes the friction, but it doesn't remove the accountability. And that's what still matters: ownership. The future doesn't belong to the person who knows the most. It belongs to the person willing to stand behind the decisions. To say, this is my call. This is my risk. This is my responsibility. Not because it's easy, but because someone has to own the outcome. Another thing still matters: judgment under uncertainty. AI is excellent when the rules are clear, but it struggles when the rules conflict, and life is mostly conflict when values collide. When trade-offs hurt, when there is no clear answer, that's where humans still matter. Not because we're smarter, but because we're answerable. And one more thing still matters, though it's rarely discussed: meaning. AI doesn't care why something matters. It only cares that it works. Humans live inside the why. That's why people still want a human doctor, even with AI giving perfect diagnostics. We want a human leader, even with AI's perfect forecasts. We want a human voice, even when AI can speak flawlessly, and I struggle with the flawlessly part. because trust isn't built on accuracy alone, it's built on presence. So here's the shift. If your value was based on execution, speed, or recall, AI will outpace you and AI will most likely replace you. If your value is based on ownership, judgment, and meaning, you still matter deeply. The danger isn't that AI replaces humans. The danger is that humans try to compete on the wrong field. Trying to outcalculate the calculator, you try to outwrite the machine, trying to out-optimize the optimizer, that's not the future. The future belongs to the people who stop asking, what can I do better than AI, and start asking, what am I willing to be responsible for? In the next episode, we're going to talk about why fear is the wrong response, and how the people who adapt first aren't the most technical. They're the most grounded. I'm George Tifft, and this is BoomerBust. Boomer out.